Okay, ji, Assalamu alaikum. So, students, we were discussing about the major types of research by purpose and types of research by method. So, we have already discussed about the types of research by purpose. Today, we will discuss about the types of research by method, in which we have two categories: quantitative method, and second was the qualitative method. So, in this session, we will discuss about the designs of quantitative methods, and then we will discuss about the designs of qualitative method. So, in designs of quantitative methods, there are five basic designs. The first one is descriptive research design, second one is correlational research design, third one is causal comparative design, experimental design, and the single subject design. We will go through these designs, and in your course outlines, descriptive research design and experimental research design is mentioned. So we will discuss these two designs in detail, and we will get an understanding of other designs of quantitative methods as well. So what is a descriptive research? The purpose of the descriptive research is to describe the current status of a variable of interest to the researcher. इसमें ये हमें समझने की ज़रूरत है कि इस का पर्पस क्या है डिस्क्रिप्टिव का। डिस्क्रिप्टिव में बेसिकली हम एक सिंगल वेरिएबल को, जिसको हम स्टडी कर रहे होता है, या रिसर्चर जिसको स्टडी कर रहा होता है, जो उसकी इंटरेस्ट का वेरिएबल होता है, उसको उसकी करंट स्टेटस को, उसके करंट कंडीशन को वो डिस्क्राइब कर रहा होता है। जैसे हम कह सकते हैं कि द असेसमेंट इन स्कूल्स इन पाकिस्तान. सो इन दिस स्पेसिफिक स्टेटमेंट, assessment is a variable that researcher wants to study. So what is the current status of this variable in schools in Pakistan? So researchers interested to find out about the current status of the assessment in schools in Pakistan. So in this research, usually there is a single variable that a researcher tries to find out. Our descriptive research designs or descriptive research aims to describe behaviors and to gather people's perceptions, opinions, attitudes, and beliefs about a current issue in education. These descriptions are then summarized by reporting the number or percentage of persons reporting each response. The survey is the primary method used to gather such data or information from the people. Although more and more technology and web-based survey are being used in research. So the long-standing paper pencil survey continues to be the main mode of the data collection in the descriptive research, and a commonly held misperception is that the descriptive survey research is an easy method requiring simple question and answer, and this just is not so. Good descriptive survey research requires thoughtful and careful planning. Like experimental research, this approach is quantitative, and surveys are typically administered to a random sample of the population to which the researcher wants to generalize the research results. So, understanding the descriptive research, there are some examples that we will describe. The first example is how many students drop out of a school in maybe the state of AJK. So in this example, there is a single variable. So when we talk about variable, what is a variable? Variable basically is a quality or a quantity which changes. So in this research, in this example, dropout is an example of of the variable. So there is a single variable which is involved in this question statement, that how many students drop out of the school in Louisiana. So what is the current status of the variable that we are studying? So dropout is a variable in which we are interested to find out. So this statement shows that this type of research is called as the descriptive research design, in which there is a single variable and the variable is the descriptive dropout. So in the second example, what are the attitudes of parents, students, and the teachers concerning an extended school year? So, in this question statement, attitudes is basically a variable, attitudes of parents or students and teachers. So, attitude is a variable that we are studying. So, in this example, uh, and this statement, there is a single variable which is called as attitude. So we are studying a single variable, and basically we are studying the attitudes of parents. So this kind of research will be called as the descriptive research design. So what kind of activities typically occur in 6th grade art classes, and how frequently does it each occur? So in this third example, activities which are typically occurred in 6th grade class. So activities is an example of the variable. So there is a single variable which is attitude, which is activities in this research design. So in this is also the example of the descriptive research design. To what extent are elementary teachers using math manipulatives? So math manipulatives is a variable that we are interested to study in this research design. So in all these four examples, there is a single variable that we are studying. So this kind of research is will be called as the descriptive research design. Hopefully you are getting about this particular design. So for the descriptive research, descriptive survey is considered as a non-experimental approach, and there are some steps to conduct such kind of research. So rather, demographic items in survey we can use are designed to obtain background information on participants, and survey questions are developed through an extensive review of the literature in the area of the study, and conclusions are drawn based on the participant responses. So in descriptive research is the most widely used method of the research in education, which is an estimated 70% of the researchers falling into this category. So this is very important design that usually researchers use. So research shows that the 70% of the researchers use such kind of design in their researches. So the next design is the correlational. You just have to understand the correlational design. We will not go into the details of this research. Just for your understanding, I have included this. So correlational purpose of the correlational is to ascertain the extent to which two or more variables are statistically related. So there are two variables which are statistically related with each other in this particular research design. For example, do significant relationship exist between the types of activities used in maths classrooms and the students' achievement? So there are two variables in this example. The first variable is types of activities, and the second variable is students achievement. So if there is a relationship that exists between these two variables, or there is a statistical relationship between these two variables, then this design will be called as the correlational design. So when two or more variables exist and there is a statistical relation between two or more variables, this research design will be called as the correlational research design. So by using the different types of activities or in the math classrooms, we can enhance students achievement, or students achievement increases or decreases, it depends, but we consider and we assume that uh, with the maths activities students achievement can be improved. So there are two variables, and we are we are trying to find out the relationship between these two variables. The third design is the causal comparative research design, and the purpose is to explore the relationship between variables that cannot be actively manipulated or controlled by the researcher. So to explore the relationship between the variable causal comparative that cannot be manipulated or controlled by the researcher. For example, what is the effect of a part-time employment on the achievement of the high school students? So in this example, we can't manipulate the variable. We are definitely finding out the relationship, but we can't manipulate the variable, like we can't manipulate or change the part-time employment through which the students academic achievement has an effect due to the part-time employment, but we can't change this independent variable. So part-time employment is not in under control. So part-time employment exists, but we can't change it. So we researcher can't manipulate that particular variable. And the second is the student's achievement. So in this research, like correlational research, there is a relationship between these two variables. The first variable in this question statement is the part-time employment, and the second uh, variable is the achievement of the high school student. So there is a relationship between these two variables, but researcher can't change, cannot manipulate the variable that is part-time employment. So the second example in this statement is, what characteristics differentiate students who drop out from those who do not? So there are two variables in this statement as well. First is the characteristics, and the second one is the dropout. So we can't change the characteristics. Researcher can't change the characteristics due to which the dropouts is happening. So there are two variables. There is a significance, maybe there is a statistical relationship that can exist between these two variables, but researcher can't manipulate independent variable. So we can define the causal comparative research as, you know, the purpose of the causal comparative research is to explore the relationship between among the variables, but researcher can't change the independent variable. So what is the effect of attending a magnet school on the student's attitude? So there are two variables, attending a magnet school and the student's attitude. So there is a relationship, and we can't change, our researcher can't change the independent variable. An important characteristic is that the independent variable has already been manipulated. That why researcher can't change that independent variable. So similarly to the correlational research, there are two variables and there is a statistical relationship between the two variables, but the researcher can't change the um, independent variable. So causal comparative research or ex post facto research is a research approach that seeks to explain the difference between the groups by examining differences in their experiences. Like experimental research, it examines the effect of an independent variable on a dependent variable, and while also trying to control the extraneous variables. However, the unlike experimental research, the independent variable has either already occurred or it would be unethical to manipulate. For example, let us say that you are interested in what causes the differences in the readiness skills of the kindergarten students after reading past researcher studies. You decide to examine the preschool uh, attendance as an independent variable that might have caused a difference. So that might cause a difference in the kindergarten readiness. So the preschool attendance has already occurred or happened. As a researcher, you cannot control or manipulate it. So as a researcher, we can't manipulate or change the independent variable. So this is the understanding of the causal comparative research. And the next one, which is very very important, that is experimental research. That is also included in our uh, outline, so we will discuss it in detail. The purpose is to establish a cause and effect relationship between the between variables. So there are two or more variables, and there is a relationship between these two variables. And what kind of relationship exists? Cause and effect relationship. If one variable changes, second also changes. So in examples, what is the effect of teaching with cooperative group strategy or with a lecture approach on the student's achievement? So in this example, teaching with the cooperative group strategy or traditional lecture, there are two methods that we can use. One is the cooperative teaching strategy and the second is the traditional lecture approach, and we are trying to trying to observe the students academic achievement in both the cases. So there is a relationship that exists. One variable is teaching method and the second variable is the student's achievement. There is a relationship between these two variables, and what kind of relationship? Cause and effect relationship, that we are trying to observe that how methodology can affect on the students academic achievement. So experimental research, the purpose of experimental research is to establish a cause and effect relationship between the variables. So what is the effect of teaching with the manipulatives versus the traditional logarithm approaches on the students test scores? So in this example, teaching with manipulatives is one variable, and the traditional algorithm is a second variable. No, this is the method, and this is considered as a one variable, that is methodology. Manipulatives, teaching with manipulatives or traditional algorithm is one variable, and we are trying to observe its effect on students test scores, that is the second variable. So we are trying to observe the effect of these two variables on the students academic achievement. So basically we are trying to observe the cause and effect relationship of these two variables on the students academic achievement. So in experimental research, the important characteristics are that the researcher manipulates the independent variables and controls the extraneous variables. So experimental research, the goal of experimental research is to test hypothesis to establish cause and effect relationship. So how a researcher can do a test and hypothesis is important in the experimental research design, because this is the design of quantitative research, in which we can develop hypothesis and we can test the hypothesis. Similarly, like sciences, we can conduct experiments in social sciences, and the goal of experimental research is to test hypothesis to establish a cause and effect relationship. For decades, experimental research has been major approach used in quantitative research, and indeed the manner in which we are using this kind of research may result in an increased use of this method. So experimental research, and there is a long debate, there is a long details about this this kind of research, but I think for your understanding it is sufficient for you to understand that there is the goal of the experimental researcher purpose is to establish a cause and effect relationship between two or more variable. The next type is the single subject. Now we try to investigate the cause and effect relationship with sample of the one. So this is also a design of the quantitative research method. So the purpose is to investigate the cause. We also try to find out the cause and effect relationship between the variables, but the sample of one. For example, what is the effect of a behavior modification program on John's conduct in the class? So behavior modification program is a one variable and John's conduct is a second variable. So there is a relationship exists between these two variables, and we are trying to find out the relationship on a one single subject or one sample. So we one sample means we are trying to find out the relationship on the effect of modification program on John's conduct. So John is one person, one sample. So we are trying to find out the effect of this behavior modification program on a single subject. That's why it is called as a single subject research. So the second example is what is the effect of behavioral training program on John's ability to complete her performance task. And in this example, we are again trying to find out the effect of behavioral training program on a one single subject. So that's why this research is called as the single subject research. And the important characteristic are that the use of specific intervention to cause behavioral changes in low incidence population, that is special education, right? So the next is qualitative research design, and we will discuss about these designs in the next lecture, which is narrative and ethnography. And what is in your outlines, there is a design which is called the historical design, and that we will discuss it in detail in the next lecture, inshallah. So you have to remember these aspect that there are basically uh, these 4 to 5 major five designs of the quantitative method. First is descriptive, in which we describe a single variable and the current status of that variable. Correlational is basically we try to study the relationship of two or more variables. Causal comparative, we also try to find out the relationship between two or more variable. And in experimental, we try to find out the relationship, but it's a cause and effect relationship between two or more variable. And in single subject research design, we also try to find out the cause and effect relationship, but effect on a one single participant. So this is the understanding of these 5 research designs. Two major designs are included in your outlines. One is a descriptive research design, and second one is the experimental research design.